park in France has employed crows to clean up the park.
Oh, because they're attracted to shiny things?
No,
or?
because...
Oh, that's magpies.
Yeah, although magpies are just a type of crow. Or corvid, as your Latin would suggest. Also, I think the scientific name for a crow is a Corvus corax, which, besides being the primarch of the raven guard, sorry, it also just means crow in Latin and Greek. It's just the crow.
Well, you know, they're so good you've got to say it twice.
But anyway, they're actually just really smart birds, which is why I like them, because I like them because A, they strut around like they're, I don't know, like they've just got a bit of swagger about them. Back to the theme park and the crows, they've been taught to collect stuff like cigarette butts and other bits of small rubbish in exchange for food.
I thought you were going to say tokens for the rides.
Although I imagine roller coasters and stuff probably feel fairly like tame when you can literally fly. Like, yeah, I have the sensation of flying, and it's just like, why? But yeah, apparently they fly around, they pick the bits of rubbish up, take it to a bin, and then they get food as a reward, which I thought was quite clever, really. I mean, you can't really... It's weird, animal intelligence is because we sort of always define it by the fact that we can teach animals to do something. We're like, therefore that animal must be clever. With animals like, say, cats, I always feel like they understand what you're trying to teach them. They just don't give a shit. like, I feel like a cat could do most of the tricks you can teach a dog. They just don't want to and don't care enough to like try and entertain
they don't want to demean themselves.
Yeah, I always just get that feeling like you can't really prove it, but you just see it in their eyes. You're like, you know what I want you to do. You're just a dick.
That's the thing is, if you ever like meow back at your cat, they do look at you like you're just talking nonsense, mate.
Yeah.
What was that? Because wasn't it there was a study done, and it's like dogs know that we're not dogs, but like us anyway. Whereas cats just think we're big, clumsy, stupid cats.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That might have been a cartoon I saw. I don't know.
I've seen somebody who did teach their cat to play the piano in exchange for. I mean, they couldn't play anything good, but like they'd hit keys in a certain order and they'd get food.
Look, we've all seen those cat videos on YouTube. You know they're not actually playing. They're just someone's just bashing their hands on the keyboard. To go back to crows, I know the thing that not only can crows recognise certain humans, so they know to avoid certain people and which ones are friendly, but they will also go back and teach other crows which are the friendly ones and which are the aggressive ones.
Yeah, I think they wore masks because I think it was an experiment because scientists are insane sometimes. And I think they wore masks to annoy crow and it would attack them, dive bomb after them. But then it also, if that same person went by other crows in the same group, those crows would also attack them. Like it's told, like as if the crows are communicating and said, that guy's a dick. Yeah, so it wasn't random. It was like targeted stuff, because they obviously showed it wasn't like all the crows were aggressively attacking anybody who got near. It was only specific individuals. And then there was a thing where crows have been shown to drop nuts or whatever, seeds onto main roads so that cars run it over and crack them. And then they wait for it to turn red, and then they swoop in and eat them.
It's only, so long before they start nicking popcorn and then, sort of MacGyver up a magnifying glass to make popcorn.
Exactly. They're up to something. Oh, and they can speak. Well, because you can teach crows to speak, like parrots. Turns out crows can also do it, although they sound really... like how parrots sound like quite nice, and it's quite funny with their quite high-pitched voice. Whereas crows just sound terrifying, because they just got really deep voices. But there was one on the news that somebody found that had a Yorkshire accent. They think it had escaped. They found it in the wild, but it was a type of crow that normally lives in Africa. So they're pretty sure it's someone's pet rather than one that's just been hanging around outside Greg's. But it was they got it to... It would speak and be like, "You all right, love? I'm all right." That's just all it would say. I'd prefer it was a wild one.
Well, did you know Edgar Allan Poe's short story, The Raven, was originally called The Parrot because he originally thought that's the only bird that could speak until he learned that ravens, which are, same ballpark in terms of, corvid facts were just thrown around.
I don't know whether to believe you or not,
they could speak.
Because you're saying it with such confidence that I want to believe you. Yeah, I just can't imagine a story that that's quite like dark. You know, I feel like a bright red parrot would just quite ruin the atmosphere.
Well, that's the thing. That's why when he found out that ravens can imitate language, then he had one that actually fit his macabre oeuvre.
Ew.
And more French words like pamplemousse and
Go on. You were doing so well.
cheese toasty.
I actually know that one. Oh, no, I don't. I know cheese and ham toasty. Croque monsieur. Oh, wait, what's a croque madame?
No, that's the one with a fried egg on.
Oh, is it?
And a croque anglais, an English croque, is corned beef.
There you go. I was very proud of myself. I was in France and I ordered myself a ham and cheese toasty in French. I was like, un croque monsieur, s'il vous plaît. Then I was asked a follow-up question, like, did I want it cut in half? And I had no idea what like it was in French. I was just like, pardon.
So you ordered another one. Yeah, it's interesting with learning languages because you learn stock phrases and then know more. So when I first moved to China, then we sort of didn't know what anything was, but we had a few stock phrases. So me and a friend, we went for breakfast somewhere, and there was like a stall by the side of the road, and they were doing like sort of pancakes, and you know, you could pick what ingredients you want in it. So we just sort of, you know, go up, hello, good morning, we would like to buy something. And they're just sort of looking at us, and then would say, 2 please. And go, and obviously what they said next was, well, what do you want in them? And we'd go, 2 please. And they go, okay, yeah, but I mean, you get the pancake as standard, but obviously what ingredients do you want? We would like 2 of these things, please.
Like, I'd rather talk to a crow, at least they'd understand.